Welcome back, everybody. This is JP Trades. Let's jump back into a Bitcoin update for today. Let's see what is going on. We just had a really nice pump on Bitcoin. We do have a really nice sell wall on the order books right here above all these highs. So I am expecting to at least get up to this area and start to see what happens once we get there. We do see a very nice order right below it as well. We zoom in just a bit. We are already hitting into it's just a massive layer of a nice sell wall right here. So, however, you do have a big buy wall below trying to get support here as well. So this is where you watch the battle happen in real time on the order flow charts. So what we see above us, if we do get above this big sell wall by any chance, I am looking at this point of control for the next area of resistance above us. And below us, if we do have a nice rejection here, which we already are, we have not reclaimed this very high just yet. We are working on it, but it is still rejecting at the moment. I would be looking here for the next long. You see a nice buy wall, and as well as the support level of the daily developing value area high. Now, this area, since it's a developing area, it can change. So we have to wait to see how this develops when price comes down to here. Let's go over to TPO. Yes, we have created a layer of single prints on this move up. We do have 4 highs right here as well on all these highs where this big sell wall is. So I'm definitely expecting this to be a nice resistance unless they just abort mission, right? Which can't happen. So yeah, back here at this buy area, that would be around the entire fill of your single prints, which would also be a nice confluence. So let's go over into the charts, to the TradingView charts to see what we can see. Let's go back to the 4-hour. We see that we have broken 4-hour structure. Our structure point was here, the 4-hour low. We did wick it here, but either way, we broke this low and this low with this candle here. And this was a nice Wyckoff model as well. We got a tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. That's a model 1 Wyckoff. So I honestly, and I think I said this on my last update, we break here. Yeah, I did. We break here, come back up to this area or to this area to short and take out this low here. This was a very, very nice long from this level at this point. I did post this already in the Discord. That long is about a 13-hour trade at this point. If we stop here, if we continue on up, it does have potential to turn into about a 17, 18-hour trade. That is a massive, massive trade. Hopefully someone took that trade, and congratulations. Let's put all these in their folders and lock them down so I don't move them accidentally. So we are getting a really, really nice rejection here. However, they're holding it pretty decently. I would want to see us get back below this daily level for it to really kind of confirm to go down to here. But what am I looking for next? Obviously, I went over that here, but this also has confluence with this level, this order block. So still looking for that rejection here to bring us down, right? That's happening now. If we get above this level, I'm really kind of looking for that sell wall to maintain. So I really would like it to just take the liquidity here, maybe wick into these naked VWAP. You get something like that, and then you come back down. This would be the next area above with this naked point of control to knock out. Again, that was the same over here. This naked point of control here, but we have to get above this massive sell wall to get there. So some buying really has to come in with some massive amounts of volume. So we have the shorts. One is being activated now. This would be a wick SFP to come into here. The other one would be, hey, let's kind of do what we did here. We have a nice imbalance, maybe create a range, take both sides, stop out some people, and then come back down. So either way, looking for a short here, a wick SFP, take out these highs into this level here, or spend a little bit of time in here, build a range, take liquidity from both sides, and then break structure back to the downside. We come back down. I'm looking for that value area high that was sitting right here, along with that buy wall over here. See, now the value area high has moved up. See, this is developing. So as price and value change, the value area high is going to also change. However, I'm still looking into this area next. I like this very, very refined level right here that lines up the naked point of control on the weekly is my favorite area. Again, I am really kind of looking at this, trying to see if this would be the next higher low on a higher time frame. It really needs to save itself for this to be the next higher low, because we've already broken that structure on most time frames. Now, if we're looking at this through the daily, then yes, this could sustain itself in an uptrend. We do have that break here on the daily as well. So for it to ignore that, it really needs to get above. And really, that would end up being a massive fake out. On the 3-day, it's a full-on wick. Same thing with the weekly. So that's just a lot of internal structure in those higher time frames. I'm not really using any of that. So my bias is really come down. So this is basically just your retracement to come back down, wipe all these lows out. Now, could we get all the way up here and wipe these highs out and then come down? Absolutely. Yes. And in fact, that's another great high probability short. So let's frame all of this really quickly together. You have the short here that we already went over, the short here that we already went over. Anything from this level up to here, I don't really care for. So in this range right here, no, don't really like it. Could we take the liquidity from this high and come on down? Yes, we could. But to me, you have almost equal highs here, which is double the amount of liquidity to absorb and hitting into this level. So I would want to watch your range high, SFP, and back down. And again, that could create a larger Model 1 Wyckoff. And again, what would this be? This would just be a redistribution So let's clear all that up. And you've seen me mark this out on my charts over and over and over and over again. Then you break down from there. To the low side, again, watching these areas here, specifically this area here for a long. So you come down and work your way down, break structure, and come back up. That does not hold. I will be watching these lows to be swept again and then come back into the range. However, we come down to this area here, I really would probably ignore a long from this area and wait for those lows to get taken. Now, one last thing. Let's take a look at some volume here. Yeah, the point of control is right at that naked VWAP, which is nice. Let's do something a little more local. It's hitting point of control now. Yeah, that naked VWAP area is actually looking pretty good. And that's where that sell wall is at as well. Even from that large of a pull, it's still there. Okay, let's do a little bit more local. I want to just see this range here. And I want to see just this last move where the volume came in right here. We do have VWAP right at the top of these order blocks. So with that being said, I could definitely, if this keeps on curling out, I could definitely see this coming down and finding support right at the top of this area instead of coming deeper down this area. But either way it goes, set your alerts, setting mine right now. And wait for price to come and hit your alert and check for your confirmations. I'll keep you all updated in the Discord.